Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a challenging but transformative topic: stop doing what poor people do. Now, let me clarify, I don't mean poor as in simply lacking financial resources. Poverty isn't just about a bank account balance, it's about a mindset, a way of seeing the world, and the daily decisions we make that can either lift us up or keep us down. Taking responsibility for one's life is a foundational mindset shift that can profoundly impact how we see ourselves and what we achieve. At its core, taking responsibility means recognizing that, while we may not control every circumstance, we do control our reactions, our decisions, and the direction in which we move our lives. This shift is one that sets apart those who feel empowered from those who feel disempowered, and it allows us to create meaningful changes in our lives rather than simply reacting to external events. When we embrace responsibility, we become the authors of our own lives, setting a new narrative that is grounded in personal empowerment and resilience. The first and often most challenging step in this transformation is to break free from a tendency to blame external factors. We live in a world where it's easy to point to things outside ourselves, our family history, financial constraints, the economy, or even luck as the reason for our circumstances. While it's true that these factors can have a significant influence, they don't have to define us. By taking full ownership of our actions, our thoughts, and our future, we shift the power from the outside world back into our own hands. This doesn't mean ignoring external realities or downplaying the difficulties we face. Rather, it means understanding that, despite these realities, we still have a say in how we respond, what actions we take, and the mindset we cultivate. When we stop blaming external circumstances, we begin to focus on solutions rather than problems. For example, instead of saying, "I can't achieve financial stability because I didn't come from a wealthy family," we can reframe our thoughts to focus on what we can do. Perhaps we can commit to learning about budgeting, investing, or seeking opportunities for growth. Every small action we take to improve our situation, no matter how modest, is a step toward claiming responsibility for our lives. This mindset is empowering because it reminds us that even small, consistent actions add up to significant changes over time. Another essential part of taking responsibility is being accountable for our mistakes. It can be uncomfortable to admit when we've made errors, especially if those errors have led to difficult consequences. However, acknowledging our mistakes allows us to learn from them and grow. When we take ownership of our actions, even when they don't go as planned, we're able to analyze what went wrong, make adjustments, and improve. This process of self-reflection is an invaluable tool for personal growth, and it creates resilience. Mistakes become lessons rather than setbacks, and they help us develop a mindset that embraces learning as a constant part of the journey toward success. Taking responsibility also means committing to a vision of the future that aligns with our values and goals. Often, when people blame outside factors, they feel as though their lives are drifting in a direction they didn't choose. By deciding to take ownership of our goals and aspirations, we create a sense of purpose that drives us forward. This intentionality helps us stay focused, especially in challenging times. It's easy to lose motivation when we feel like things are happening to us rather than for us. But when we're the ones charting our course, obstacles become opportunities to test our commitment to that vision. We can adapt, adjust, and continue moving forward because we know why we're doing it, and we know that the journey, with all its ups and downs, is one we've chosen. Taking responsibility also transforms our relationships with others. People who blame external factors for their circumstances may inadvertently push people away, often because they project their frustrations outward. When we stop blaming and start taking responsibility, we develop a greater sense of empathy and understanding. We recognize that everyone faces challenges, and we become less likely to judge or criticize. Instead, we begin to build relationships based on mutual respect and understanding because we know the importance of focusing on what we can control rather than dwelling on what we cannot. This approach strengthens bonds, builds trust, and creates a supportive network that is valuable for personal and professional growth. Moreover, taking responsibility for our lives builds confidence. When we know that we're in charge of our actions and decisions, we begin to trust ourselves more deeply. We recognize that we have the power to make positive changes and that we are capable of handling challenges. This confidence carries over into all areas of our lives, enabling us to take on new opportunities and face difficulties with a sense of assurance. Rather than feeling victimized by circumstances, we feel prepared to tackle whatever comes our way because we know we're in control of our responses. It's important to remember that taking responsibility is a daily commitment. It's not a one-time decision, but rather an ongoing process of choosing to focus on our actions, attitudes, and choices. There will be days when it feels difficult, especially when challenges pile up or when external situations seem overwhelming. But every time we choose responsibility, we reinforce the belief that we are capable, resilient, and in charge of our lives. This consistency is what builds lasting change and helps us to cultivate a mindset that is focused on growth and improvement, regardless of the circumstances. In taking responsibility, we also learn to embrace the present moment. Blame often keeps us stuck in the past or worried about the future. By focusing on what we can do here and now, we free ourselves from those constraints. We become more grounded and more aware of the opportunities around us, because we're not distracted by what we wish had happened or by fears of what might happen. Living in the present allows us to make the most of each moment, and it enables us to see possibilities that we might have otherwise missed. Taking responsibility is one of the most powerful tools for transforming our lives. It shifts our mindset from one of helplessness to one of empowerment. We begin to see ourselves as capable of shaping our own destinies, and we approach life with a sense of curiosity, resilience, and strength. Instead of letting circumstances define us, we define ourselves by the actions we take and the attitude we bring to each day. This change is not just about reaching financial success, it's about cultivating a fulfilling, purpose-driven life where we feel confident and prepared to meet any challenge head-on. By embracing this mindset, we step into a future of our own making, and we begin to experience life as a journey where each choice is an opportunity to grow and thrive. Delaying gratification is one of the most critical habits for anyone seeking success and fulfillment. It involves putting off immediate pleasures in favor of achieving something greater down the road. This ability to wait and work for future rewards rather than giving in to short-term impulses is what often separates those who succeed from those who feel stuck. Though society frequently promotes the idea of instant rewards, mastering delayed gratification leads to deeper satisfaction, stronger self-discipline, and ultimately long-term success. By understanding and implementing this concept, we gain control over our impulses, develop resilience, and set ourselves up for more meaningful accomplishments. One of the biggest challenges with instant gratification is that it's everywhere. We live in a world that encourages quick satisfaction from fast food and instant entertainment to easy online shopping. Many aspects of modern life make it easy to fall into a pattern of getting what we want, whenever we want it. However, this cycle often distracts us from our bigger goals and can lead us to prioritize convenience over purpose. When we frequently give in to these small, immediate pleasures, we become accustomed to prioritizing comfort, even at the expense of our dreams. The desire for instant rewards can trap us in a loop, making it difficult to take the steps necessary for long-term success. By learning to delay gratification, we break free from this loop and create a pathway toward real growth. Delaying gratification is particularly important because it helps us build discipline and patience, two qualities essential for achieving long-term goals. For example, if someone is pursuing a higher level of education or building a career, they will face years of hard work, sacrifice, and commitment. Instant gratification would encourage them to seek the reward now, perhaps by settling for a quicker, easier job instead of investing the time in learning and developing. Delayed gratification, however, keeps them focused on the end goal, helping them see that short-term sacrifices are worthwhile because of the future rewards. By making these conscious decisions, we strengthen our discipline, and this in turn helps us stay committed to other goals, making the journey toward success smoother and more achievable. Learning to delay gratification also allows us to create stronger financial habits. Managing money effectively requires resisting the urge to spend impulsively on things we don't need. It involves making conscious decisions to save, invest, or budget for future needs instead of splurging on immediate desires. Consider the difference between someone who saves a portion of their income consistently versus someone who spends their money freely without a plan. The person who delays gratification and saves is setting themselves up for financial stability, security, and freedom. They're thinking about future needs like retirement, emergency funds, or investments that could yield substantial returns. This financial discipline, born from the ability to delay gratification, is a cornerstone of financial success. Health and wellness are other areas where delayed gratification plays a significant role. Making healthy lifestyle choices often involves resisting temptations that may bring short-term pleasure but lead to long-term negative consequences. For instance, choosing a nutritious meal over junk food, committing to a regular exercise routine, or prioritizing rest over late-night entertainment all require us to put aside immediate comforts for the sake of our long-term well-being. Each of these choices can improve our quality of life, prevent illness, and boost our energy and mental clarity. People who master this kind of delayed gratification experience the benefits of a healthy, active lifestyle, which ultimately makes it easier to stay focused and achieve other life goals as well. Another critical aspect of delayed gratification is that it promotes stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Building lasting relationships often requires patience, compromise, and self-control. Many relationships break down because people prioritize their own needs and desires above those of the partnership. They might seek immediate satisfaction or validation elsewhere, which ultimately leads to broken trust and instability. By practicing delayed gratification, we learn to prioritize long-term happiness over immediate validation. We become better listeners, more empathetic partners, and more understanding friends. This patience and commitment to the well-being of others help us build relationships that are resilient, supportive, and meaningful. Learning to delay gratification also plays a key role in developing our self-confidence. Each time we make a conscious decision to prioritize our future goals over our present desires, we reinforce our belief in our own willpower and self-control. We prove to ourselves that we are capable of working towards something meaningful, even when it isn't easy. This self-assurance becomes a foundation upon which we can build further achievements. When we accomplish things through patience and dedication, we feel a sense of pride and fulfillment that. Finally, embracing delayed gratification helps us redefine success in a way that aligns with our true values. Rather than being swayed by what society considers impressive or desirable, we focus on what brings us real satisfaction. This shift in perspective allows us to pursue a life that is meaningful to us, not one that is shaped by superficial achievements or temporary thrills. By prioritizing delayed gratification, we build a life based on substance, fulfillment, and purpose rather than on chasing fleeting pleasures. Our choices become more aligned with our values, and our sense of purpose becomes stronger. In a world where instant gratification is so readily available, choosing to delay gratification is an act of strength and clarity. It requires us to look beyond the present moment and consider what we truly want to achieve in the long run. While it may be difficult to resist immediate pleasures, the rewards of delayed gratification are profound and far-reaching. It builds our character, strengthens our relationships, enhances our well-being, and empowers us to achieve our greatest potential. As we learn to master this essential skill, we transform our lives and open the doors to lasting happiness, fulfillment, and success. Developing the ability to delay gratification also improves our problem-solving skills. When we stop expecting instant solutions and easy rewards, we become more comfortable with the process of working through challenges. This resilience makes us less likely to give up at the first sign of difficulty. We understand that meaningful accomplishments require effort, patience, and sometimes trial and error. By focusing on long-term goals, we build the endurance needed to face setbacks, and we learn to approach obstacles with a problem-solving mindset rather than feeling defeated. This is an invaluable skill in both personal and professional life, as it allows us to remain committed to our goals even when the journey is not straightforward. Developing a growth mindset is a transformative approach to life that focuses on embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks, and continually striving to improve. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities, intelligence, and talents are not fixed but can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. This perspective stands in contrast to a fixed mindset, where people believe that their traits and abilities are set in stone, leading them to avoid challenges and give up more easily when things get tough. Adopting a growth mindset is a powerful way to unlock our potential, foster resilience, and bring about meaningful change in all aspects of life. One of the key elements of a growth mindset is the understanding that effort is essential for growth and improvement. People with a growth mindset see hard work as a path to mastery, rather than something to be avoided. They understand that achieving goals requires dedication, practice, and time, and they embrace this process even when it is challenging. For instance, when learning a new skill or tackling a difficult project, a growth-oriented individual doesn't shy away from the time and effort required. They view each obstacle as an opportunity to learn and grow, which ultimately leads to deeper knowledge and greater competence. This mindset allows us to tackle ambitious goals, knowing that every bit of effort we put in moves us closer to success. Another important aspect of the growth mindset is viewing challenges as opportunities rather than threats. A growth-oriented individual is not intimidated by difficult situations. Instead, they see them as a chance to push beyond their comfort zone and gain new skills or insights. When faced with a complex task or an unfamiliar situation, they approach it with curiosity and openness. They understand that growth often happens outside of their comfort zone, where they are stretched and tested in ways that promote resilience and adaptability. By viewing challenges in this way, they are more willing to take on risks, experiment, and try new approaches without fear of failure. This attitude is key to developing a more versatile, flexible, and resourceful mindset, which can be applied to both personal and professional situations. Embracing setbacks and learning from them is another fundamental characteristic of a growth mindset. In life, it's inevitable that we'll encounter failures and disappointments. However, rather than letting these moments define them, individuals with a growth mindset treat setbacks as valuable learning experiences. They analyze what went wrong, look for lessons, and use that insight to improve. For instance, if a project at work doesn't go as planned, instead of feeling defeated or blaming external factors, someone with a growth mindset might reflect on what they could do differently next time. They see failure not as a permanent state, but as a stepping stone toward future success. This ability to learn from mistakes helps them develop resilience and gives them the confidence to keep moving forward, even when things don't go perfectly. A growth mindset also involves being open to feedback and using it as a tool for improvement. People with a growth-oriented outlook don't view feedback as a personal critique, but rather as a valuable source of information that can help them get better. They seek constructive criticism from others, understanding that different perspectives can reveal areas for development that they may not have noticed on their own. For instance, in a workplace setting, rather than feeling defensive when receiving feedback, they welcome it and consider how it can help them improve their performance. This willingness to listen and adapt is crucial for continuous growth, as it fosters a mindset of self-awareness and humility. By remaining open to feedback, they create a cycle of ongoing improvement that drives them toward greater achievements. Developing a growth mindset also requires an emphasis on progress over perfection. Instead of fixating on achieving flawless results, people with a growth mindset focus on making steady progress. They understand that every step forward, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goals. This perspective relieves the pressure to be perfect and allows them to enjoy the journey of learning and growth. They celebrate small wins and recognize that each one represents a part of the larger process of self-improvement. This approach is incredibly freeing, as it encourages us to keep going, even when progress seems slow or incremental. By focusing on growth rather than perfection, we reduce the fear of failure and make it easier to stay committed to long-term goals. Another vital part of a growth mindset is cultivating a love for learning. People who prioritize growth are driven by curiosity and a desire to understand more about the world and themselves. They pursue new knowledge, skills, and experiences with enthusiasm, recognizing that learning is a lifelong journey. This love for learning keeps them engaged and motivated regardless of their age or stage of life. For example, they may seek out books, courses, or mentors to expand their horizons and deepen their understanding. This continuous learning approach keeps their minds sharp, their skills relevant, and their perspectives broad. Embracing learning as a lifelong endeavor ensures that they remain adaptable and capable of evolving with changing circumstances and challenges. Additionally, developing a growth mindset involves surrounding ourselves with like-minded people who inspire and support our journey of growth. The people we spend time with can greatly influence our attitudes and beliefs. By connecting with individuals who also embrace a growth mindset, we create a positive, supportive environment that encourages us to keep pushing our limits and striving for improvement. This community of growth-oriented individuals can provide motivation, share insights, and offer encouragement when things get difficult. They remind us that growth is a shared journey and that we're not alone in our pursuit of self-improvement. Being part of such a network can reinforce our commitment to growth and help us stay focused on our goals. Finally, a growth mindset empowers us to take ownership of our success and happiness. When we believe that our potential is not fixed, we are more likely to take responsibility for our actions and choices. We recognize that we have the power to shape our own lives through our decisions, attitudes, and efforts. This sense of agency gives us confidence in our ability to influence our outcomes, regardless of external circumstances. We become proactive, seeking out opportunities to learn, grow, and create the future we desire. This shift in perspective transforms our lives as we move from a passive role to an active one, fully engaged in the process of self-improvement and purposeful living. In adopting a growth mindset, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities. We embrace challenges, view setbacks as learning opportunities, seek feedback, focus on progress, cultivate a love for learning, and take ownership of our journey. This mindset not only fuels our personal and professional development, but also allows us to live more fulfilling lives. We become resilient, adaptable, and optimistic, equipped to face whatever life throws our way with confidence and determination. Ultimately, developing a growth mindset is one of the most powerful things we can do to unlock our potential and create a life that reflects our values, aspirations, and dreams. Building strong financial habits is a foundational aspect of achieving long-term stability and success. Effective financial habits go beyond simple budgeting. They encompass a mindset and approach that prioritize sustainable growth, mindful spending, and strategic saving. In a world that often emphasizes instant gratification, building and maintaining good financial habits can seem challenging, yet it is crucial for anyone who aims to achieve financial independence and security. Establishing these habits early on and committing to them consistently provides a significant advantage in navigating life's financial challenges, creating more freedom, peace of mind, and opportunities. One of the core principles of strong financial habits is learning how to save effectively. Saving is more than just setting aside a small portion of your income each month. It involves a deliberate choice to prioritize future needs over immediate desires. Building a habit of saving allows us to create a financial cushion for unexpected expenses and future goals. Whether it's saving for an emergency fund, retirement, or a significant purchase like a house, having money set aside gives us more control over our financial lives. This financial buffer is a powerful tool that helps reduce stress and provides peace of mind, knowing that we're prepared for whatever life might throw our way. Building strong relationships with people who have a positive impact on your life is one of the most significant factors for personal and financial growth. We become a reflection of the company we keep. If the people around us support our growth, encourage our dreams, and share constructive values, we're far more likely to thrive in all areas of life. These types of relationships serve as catalysts for self-improvement, motivation, and resilience. Cultivating positive relationships doesn't just happen by chance. It requires conscious effort, clear boundaries, and a strong commitment to surrounding oneself with people who genuinely want the best for us. One key benefit of surrounding ourselves with positive people is that they inspire us to strive for more. Positive individuals tend to have growth mindsets, which means they believe in continuous learning and self-improvement. When we spend time with people who are focused on bettering themselves, we naturally become motivated to follow suit. Their energy and ambition are contagious. Instead of settling for mediocrity, we find ourselves setting higher goals and pushing past our limitations. Positive influences serve as role models, reminding us that achieving greatness requires dedication and hard work. This motivation is especially powerful when we hit setbacks. Having people who encourage us to keep going rather than settle or give up makes a profound difference in our ability to stay committed to our journey. The circle of supportive, positive people also provides a source of accountability. When those around us know our goals and aspirations, they can hold us accountable if we fall off track. This accountability is crucial because it keeps us aligned with our purpose, even when we're tempted by distractions or discouraged by challenges. People who care about us and our growth will gently, yet firmly, remind us of our potential and push us to stay true to our commitments. For example, if we've set a goal to save a certain amount or work towards a career milestone, friends who care about our success won't let us easily abandon our plan. Instead, they'll encourage us to keep going, helping us stay accountable to our commitments and reinforcing habits that lead to success. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences also offers emotional resilience, an invaluable asset in today's fast-paced world. Life is filled with both good times and challenging periods, and having people who lift us up during hard times helps us navigate those challenges more effectively. Positive people listen without judgment, offer constructive advice, and remind us of our strengths when we forget them ourselves. They help us reframe setbacks as learning experiences rather than failures, teaching us to adapt and grow rather than dwell on the negative. This resilience is especially important for financial and personal development. When we experience financial hardships, supportive people remind us that setbacks are temporary and encourage us to look for solutions instead of focusing on the problems. They help us maintain perspective, reduce stress, and rebuild confidence, all of which are essential for moving forward after difficult times. Positive people can also expand our perspective and help us see opportunities we might have otherwise missed. Being around individuals who bring different skills, experiences, and viewpoints to the table can open our eyes to new possibilities. For example, they might introduce us to a new hobby, career path, or investment opportunity that aligns with our goals but was previously outside our scope of thinking. Positive influences encourage us to step out of our comfort zones and consider different options, helping us to grow and diversify our skills and knowledge. In the context of financial success, this expanded perspective is invaluable. Positive influences might suggest new ways to manage our money, invest wisely, or increase our income. By exposing us to new ideas, they help us become more adaptable, open-minded, and proactive in pursuing our goals. Another critical benefit of building relationships with positive people is the impact they have on our mindset. When we are around people who think optimistically and focus on solutions rather than problems, we naturally adopt a similar outlook. This shift in mindset is crucial for achieving any level of success, as it determines how we respond to challenges and setbacks. Positive people teach us the importance of gratitude, reminding us to appreciate the progress we've made and focus on the present moment rather than stressing over what we lack. With a positive mindset, we are less likely to dwell on problems and more likely to take action. For instance, when faced with a financial hurdle, instead of succumbing to stress, we adopt a problem-solving approach that enables us to find solutions. A positive mindset fuels determination and creativity, making us resilient and resourceful. Being surrounded by positive people also strengthens our sense of purpose. People who care about our growth remind us of our values and goals, especially when we lose sight of them ourselves. They help us stay focused on what truly matters and encourage us to avoid distractions that don't align with our goals. This sense of purpose becomes our guiding compass, giving us clarity about our direction in life and the steps needed to reach our objectives. For example, friends and mentors who believe in our vision for success help us recognize our worth and potential, reminding us why we embarked on this journey in the first place. This clarity boosts our motivation, making it easier to stay dedicated to our goals and overcome obstacles. The company we keep can also have a practical influence on our habits. Positive people have a way of subtly influencing our behaviors, and we often find ourselves mirroring the good habits of those we admire. This influence extends to areas like personal finance, health, and productivity. For example, if our friends are disciplined with money, prioritize physical well-being, or work diligently towards their goals, we're more likely to adopt similar habits. Positive people encourage healthy choices and habits that contribute to a better quality of life, making it easier to break away from destructive behaviors or unproductive routines. The more we surround ourselves with people who practice good habits, the more likely we are to develop those habits ourselves, reinforcing our journey toward growth and success. In addition, positive people inspire us to give back and lift others up, creating a cycle of support and encouragement. When we receive encouragement and support from others, it fosters a sense of gratitude and generosity within us. This feeling compels us to help others in our own ways, whether by offering guidance, sharing knowledge, or simply being a source of encouragement. The act of giving back not only benefits others, but also reinforces our own sense of purpose and community. When we contribute to others' lives, we build stronger relationships and foster an environment of mutual growth and success. This cycle of giving and receiving support creates a network of positive influences that strengthens our resilience and reinforces our path to personal and financial success. In summary, building relationships with positive people brings immense benefits that impact every aspect of our lives. From inspiring us to set ambitious goals to helping us stay accountable, providing emotional resilience, expanding our perspective, fostering a positive mindset, reinforcing our sense of purpose, influencing our habits, and inspiring us to give back. Positive influences shape our journey toward success in powerful ways. Surrounding ourselves with people who encourage and uplift us makes us more resilient, motivated, and focused on achieving our dreams. This network of support not only enhances our personal well-being, but also creates a foundation for sustainable growth, empowering us to reach new heights and build a fulfilling life. Thinking long-term is one of the most transformative habits for achieving sustainable financial success and personal growth. It involves setting goals, planning, and making decisions that are not just beneficial in the short term, but that will also lead to lasting progress. Developing a long-term mindset requires dedication, patience, and the ability to look beyond immediate gratification for greater rewards down the line. Embracing a long-term perspective creates a solid foundation for achieving meaningful success by allowing us to make decisions with purpose, manage setbacks with resilience, and continue progressing towards our highest potential, even when obstacles arise. By focusing on where we want to be in the future, we cultivate the discipline to make better choices today. One of the fundamental advantages of thinking long-term is that it brings clarity to our actions. When we have a clear vision of our goals, we are more likely to make decisions that align with our future aspirations rather than simply satisfying present desires. For instance, if our long-term goal is to achieve financial independence, we may choose to invest in assets like education, stocks, or property rather than spending impulsively on things that offer short-term enjoyment. This clarity also keeps us focused, especially during challenging times. By consistently revisiting our long-term goals, we remind ourselves of what truly matters and are less likely to get sidetracked by temporary setbacks or distractions. Having a clear goal in mind makes it easier to resist the temptation to abandon our plans, giving us the mental fortitude to stick to our course even when the going gets tough. Adopting a long-term perspective also allows us to develop healthier habits and routines. Short-term thinking often leads to habits that may bring instant gratification but are detrimental in the long run. However, when we think about our future self and what we hope to accomplish, we naturally start developing habits that support that vision. For example, if we want to be financially secure in the future, we may adopt habits like budgeting, saving, and investing. Similarly, if we want to be healthier, we might begin exercising regularly and eating more nutritious foods. These positive habits build up over time, compounding their effects and eventually transforming our lives in ways that a short-term approach cannot achieve. By consistently investing in beneficial routines, we are essentially preparing for a better future, one small step at a time. Another powerful aspect of a long-term mindset is that it enhances our decision-making skills. Making thoughtful decisions with long-term effects in mind requires analyzing potential outcomes, weighing risks and rewards, and being willing to delay gratification for greater benefits down the road. This process of thoughtful evaluation fosters patience and discipline, two crucial qualities for any kind of meaningful success. People who think long-term are less likely to make impulsive decisions based on fleeting emotions. Instead, they focus on what will bring them closer to their goals, even if it means waiting for the right opportunity. For example, someone with a long-term perspective might choose to invest in professional development rather than spending on a luxury item, knowing that this investment will eventually yield greater returns. By refining our decision-making skills, we become more strategic and capable of steering our lives in the direction we desire.